Get ready for news and views from Lubbock, Texas, USA. What's going on and real talk with people who move and do things. This is the Focus LBK Show with your host, Robert Jenkins.
Hey, what's good, LBK? Robert Jenkins here. I want to welcome you to the very first Focus LBK show for the new year, 2026. This is season 3, episode 120. And I want to, just say Happy New Year. First of all, that's how if you're going to say something, that's how you got to start it off. Just say Happy New Year to y'all. That's what I really want to say, right? When you say Happy New Year, man, I mean that too from the bottom of my heart, like for real. You know what I'm saying? In that good Christian way. You know what I'm saying? I got goodwill towards all. Prospero año y felicidad. You know what I'm saying? Feliz Navidad, for real though. As you can tell immediately if you're watching this, you probably noticed that we're in a totally different milieu. Is that the word for that? We in a different milieu. That means we in a whole different setting. If y'all don't know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But there's several reasons for that. What we really doing here is, we reflecting over how we passed the last part of last year, and we had a lot of time to sit down and chill and think. Like, we didn't do anything. Me, my family, nor I did anything. We just chilled, man. We had some guests from out of town on Christmas and that couple days around Christmas. That was exquisite. But really, we just sat back and relaxed. And when you sit back and relax, you get a lot of downtime to actually think. One of the things that I started doing during this Christmas break was I started writing. And it's a trip. I've realized while writing that it helps you think differently. And I'm going to get into that later on in the show. But what I want to start off with is let you know, I think we're going to start doing it like this. See, what happened is last year, at the beginning of last year, we made some nice growth and we did some nice numbers and things like that. However, we kind of seemed like we strayed from that trend a little bit during the year. And toward the last several months of the year, man, we was having problems, finding time to book guests. And also we're having a kind of an issue with people saying they wanted to come on the show and then not being able to come on the show for most of the time for legitimate reasons. But, you can't do a show like that if you don't know when people are going to actually show up or if they're not going to be able to show up. Because we're a very small, we're a skeleton crew around here. So anyway, what we were thinking about, what I was thinking about, what I realized, we going to probably have to change up the format a little bit. It's very difficult to do something on a weekly basis if you don't know for certain if your plans for that week is going to work out. So I realized maybe I need to do the podcast myself, just like this. And I'm sitting down here in Malaku Studios. That's a code word. I ain't going to let nobody be hip to that. I don't even know if my wife know what that means. But yeah, we at Malaku Studios. In a secret location, at the secret location at the crib, I should say. It's real secret unless you know where I stay. Which I hope you don't. No, just no. We private individuals, but this is the home studio / thought bunker. You know what I'm saying? I be down here just thinking and blinking and winking and speaking in things into existence and dreaming and doing all kind of creative stuff down here. So I say, man, if I can't, if we don't know for certain if somebody, if there's going to be some uncertainty around scheduling and stuff like that, then hey, we just need to, I think we just do it like this. So that's what we're going to do, man. Today's episode, season 3, episode 120, it's going to be called something like my new, that Beastie Boy song. It's the new style. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. What up? Remember that? That's what today's episode is, man. It's the new style. Cause I think we're gonna have to start doing it like this. Like this. Know what I'm saying? So the new format is really gonna be this. I think what we're gonna do moving forward, and we're exploring this seriously, thinking about it seriously. Matter of fact, we're doing a trial run right now, as you can see. We'll do the podcast. It'll be mostly me, solo shows. That's going to free me up to do some other stuff that I want to do, to interview people who may not necessarily live in Lubbock on occasion, or to do some longer form reports and some, just some more personal, more deep dive type of stuff. Sometimes more personal stuff. As you can see, the whole set right here kind of tells a story. This is not a studio. It is a studio, but it's my home studio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be a little more personable, a little more open, and just talk about things that I find interesting. I think that's what we're going to do on the actual podcast section of the show. And the reason I don't mind taking a second during the whole program to talk about me and to talk about my thoughts and my experiences and things like that, what the direction in life I'm going, just to open up and let y'all know more about my thoughts. The reason I came to that conclusion that might be a thing to do is because it's okay to do that, because what we do on the rest of the whole program, and if you have checked us out at focuslbk.show, if you have checked us out, you know that we do reports, we do videos, we do professional news quality on location reports about things. We make all kind of recap videos. It's almost like you're watching the news, but of course I think we at a more granular level than the news. We're a little more street level than the news. We ain't totally street level. Other people do that, and that's cool. I don't really want to do it like that. I want to be, I want to be community level, not street level. I guess community level. Did that make sense to y'all? I'm just thinking out loud, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about, man. We'll do this thing and be community level with it. I don't want to be too down in the nitty gritty, because that's a good, that's a whole niche that people like to do, but that ain't really my thing. So I ain't really knocking it or nothing. I'm just saying this is the way I'm thinking about doing this. Community level, individual level. That's it right there. The individual level, keeping this down, trying to reach more people by being more myself, by refining my message in a way. And by refining, I guess I'm making it more me. Y'all get where I'm trying to go with this? I'm thinking out loud like a mug. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do, folks. We're literally just going to do a little trial run and see how this works out. But anyway, I hope y'all like it. I wish that you would let me know down in the comments, or you could hit me via email. A lot of folks got my email. That's rjenkins27 at hotmail.com. You can just hit me at that one for real. That's rjenkins27 at hotmail.com. But anyway, yeah, we're going to try it and see how it works. I mean, it might work, it might not. But we're going to definitely give it a trial run, and we're going to use we're going to do a double blind. Okay, no, we ain't going to do a double blind randomized placebo trial. We ain't going to do that. I mean, that puts us in good company if you don't test your products by using randomized controlled placebo trials. That puts us in the same company as the CDC. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, man. It is a few things. There are a few things I want to talk to y'all about. So one of the things that we did, that I did during the Christmas break and New Year's Eve break and all that, is I got back to writing. I used to write all my poetry, and I used to write all my thoughts down. I have tons of them little moleskin notebooks. Was it moleskin or moleskine? I don't know. I call them moleskin. I got several of them little black moleskin notebooks over here on the shelf that I've been keeping since I was in the military. Man, I got 30 years worth of them notebooks, which you think that's a lot, but no, about 25 years. You think that's a lot, but well, it's about 7 or 8 of them. So every couple of years, yeah, wow. Anyway, I used to journal and I used to write, and then I started doing it online. I mean, on a computer. I was reading something one time where Nikki Giovanni was saying, in one of her books I was reading, she said, get used to thinking into a typewriter. Well, of course, you bring that up to modern times. Get used to thinking into a computer. That way, you don't have no manuscripts and stuff. So in a certain way, I felt like that was thinking into the computer, typing all my stuff out. I was doing it. I was journaling on my computer as well, and writing poetry and publishing websites and stuff. So it's still kind of doing the same thing. But I just have come to the conclusion lately that, like, man, we need to slow it back down, because one of the things I noticed when I started writing, my handwriting was terrible. Is chicken scratch, because my mind was unfocused and I was running a million miles an hour trying to capture all my thoughts. And I realized my writing was a reflection of my thoughts. And like literally my physical handwriting was a reflection of my thought processes and my brain activity, basically. So what I started doing, I started journaling, trying to make myself slow down quite a bit more. Like, hey, be deliberate about this. First of all, make those letters well. Make those cursive letters well. Don't write in manuscript. A lot of people write in manuscript. Don't write in no mixture of manuscript and cursive. Write in cursive. And I don't know why, but something told me it was something I should really do. Right? So that's what I started doing. I started slowing down and writing neatly in cursive. And that's for everything. Whether I'm writing a script for a video, or whether I'm writing a kind of a journal entry, or whether I'm writing a poem or a rap or something, I started saying slow down and write it neatly. Well, I noticed my thought process changed. My mind activity, my brain activity changed and focused more in. And I feel like it's having a real good effect on me. So I've been writing a lot lately, and I've been writing to the point where I bought some stupid pencils, these special, I don't know if y'all can see this, these specialized pencils they call black wings. They got removable erasers that you can replace and put a new eraser in it. It's like fine Japanese graphite and I don't know, incense cedar pencil, super smooth writing and feeling, man. So I said, well, if I'm gonna write and I'm starting to kind of like it, I might as well get some of the tools. That's what I did, man. I got them black wings right there, and I got a special pencil sharpener for 'em. Long story short, y'all, I've been enjoying writing very purposefully and intentionally and neatly, and I've noticed a corresponding shift in my thoughts. I believe my thoughts right now are kind of clear as a bell too, because I've been doing a little keto. About 5 days, I think I might be in keto right now, dipping into it. For various reasons that I don't need to go into. But if I am in fact dipping into keto, I think that because my thought processes, my internal thoughts are clear, and my personality is feeling like it's less clouded by something. Like I can come through a little more and be myself a little more. That's what it feels like. Well, anyway, that's all because of writing so far. I think it goes to the writing. Speaking of writing too, I was talking to one of my homeboys. He's a fellow creative cinematographer, photographer, and all that, just like me. But we met out in D.C. area, Northern Virginia, whatever you want to call it. And my boy Jay, he's a cool cat. But we was talking the other day, and he's about, I don't know, I think he's about 10 years younger than me. And it turns out, I'm trying to think back to the text message. I think he said he had been writing too. And I said, yeah, man, I got the pencils and I've been doing it in cursive. And I said, matter of fact, I sent him a photo. I texted him a picture of me, of my little journal entry where I was working out a videography problem or a cinematography set and writing about it and stuff. And he was like, man, he said, I ain't gonna lie to you, my guy. You one of the last few that write in cursive like that. And I was like, whoa, yo, what? Keep in mind, he 10 years younger than me, at least, I think. And he said, you one of the last few gonna be writing in cursive like that. He said, I can barely read it, man. I think he was saying he could barely read it. I don't know if he said that in the text or if I implied that. But the point is, y'all get where I'm going. They are not teaching our kids how to read cursive no more. Now, if you have kids in school, you know that probably. My kids are grown and have been for some time now. So I haven't, this is not something I was aware of. I just wasn't aware of that. And when he said that, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Why would you, after all the benefits that I have just myself personally attributed to writing in cursive and slowing down, sharpening up my thoughts, and all the additional stuff that goes with that, all the concomitant issues. I say, man, why wouldn't they teach that in school? And see, that goes back to that same old thing where everybody, there's a whole strain of thought that says public schools are meant to dumb us down, not teach us how to think. And that's been my experience. And there's a whole book on it called the Secret History of the Underground History of American Education by John Taylor Gatto, I think it is. There's a lot of books on the subject, but that's the main one that people know about and talk about. And basically, he goes back through history and shows you where Andrew Carnegie and so on, Joseph Rockefeller, what's his name, John Rockefeller, and all them cats, all these, all the Bill Gates and Elon Musk dudes from that time frame about 100 years ago, or probably about 120 years ago now, not about 100 years ago. They were wealthy billionaires of their time, and they still to this day have foundations that set policy for the whole country. So Rockefeller education, I think it's called. They don't want people to think. They set up our school systems, so the story goes, to be like Prussian military academies where you have bells that divide the day into work day, the periods. You have ranks and grades and all that stuff, certain classes. The whole thing was structured to, what it was supposedly is structured to get you to be a good worker, but not a good thinker. So it's just like going to work, punching in the clock, line and walking down the hall, turn the corner, sit at the desk, do the work. When the bell rings, bing, get up, move over here, go down there and do another job. Then when the bell rings, bing, stop doing that job. And you see how they had set it up like an assembly line? That's what they were. That's how the theory goes. So knowing the history and some of that thought process right there, I was thinking, man, why are they cutting cursive out if I'm experiencing all these benefits from writing in cursive? Is there a purposeful effort to dumb us down? Do they not want you to think clearly and slowly and precisely? Would they rather you be scared and hyped up all the time and upset and head spinning from bread and circuses? Is that what they want? I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm just a well-read person thinking out loud, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it sure seemed like that, like they trying to dumb us down. Not teaching cursive when I just experienced for the first time as an adult. Because see, of course you learn how to write cursive over years when you're in school. But if you haven't written for a long time because you mainly type, when you start writing again, it is a totally different experience for your brain. Your thoughts slow down and they line up better to me. It's hard at first, but when I kept doing it, I got better and better. So that's what I'm wondering, man. I don't have no faith in the system. A lot of people have just unending faith in the system. Faith in the definition, in the true definition of the word faith, is belief in things not seen. You know what I'm saying? What is the evidence of things, the belief in the evidence of things not seen, or something like that? That's that blind faith that some people have in the system. I don't have that faith. I don't have that type of faith in the system because I've been you might even say I've behind the scenes of the system in some ways in my military career and other things. And once you see a few things and then you start seeing the same patterns over and over again, you're like, oh, I don't think I buy what they selling. I don't think the narrative they feed me about how good they are for us and how much we need them and how much they love us. They treat us like mushrooms, I think. And I don't know if I got that from some movie. I ain't gonna. Well, I tell you what it means, but I ain't gonna. It's a cuss word involved. He said they treat us like mushrooms. What you mean like mushrooms? They keep us in the dark and they feed us manure. I was like, oh, like yeah. I guess that is like a mushroom. That's what. At least that's the thought process this gives me, knowing they don't want you to know cursive anymore. When I just experienced all that benefit from it. Anyway, y'all get where I'm going with it. What's up with your president there too, by the way? Seems like he's acting, it may seem, some people think he's acting erratic and being a tyrant. They forget that, who was it? Other presidents invaded, what was it? Bush or Reagan invaded Grenada and Somalia. What about Hillary Clinton them overthrowing Muammar Gaddafi? Hillary Clinton and Valerie. I ain't saying that what about it is. I'm saying both sides do it. And this is why I don't have any faith or trust in either side, because they all do it. They all do criminal stuff that shouldn't be done. But in this case, I'm looking at what Trump did do. And yeah, you could say it was a strong arm, strong man, dictator, whatever. You could use all those terms. But I look at it, I'm like, well, he did in one fell swoop that didn't seem to have too much loss of life. Although he did something like kidnapping the president of another country, he also expelled 3 of our near-peer rivals, or 3 potential rivals of ours, out of our hemisphere. See, a lot of people don't know that China, Russia, and Iran are deeply connected with Venezuela. And they have purposely done that. Those states have personally, I say states and the nation states, those countries, those nation states have purposefully jumped into, brought Venezuela into their orbit right under our nose. You can't have enemy forces with sway, with weapons, intel, missiles, direct shipping, as we see by the narco boats. That how much more direct shipping can you get when you can just get in a boat by yourself and make it from there to here? You got your little cigarette boats, your little go fast, you know what I'm saying? Now, I dabbled in all this stuff. Now, I say dabbled. I was a subject matter expert in this stuff back 20-something years ago. And recently, it's about 10 years ago with all this Venezuela stuff. I was pretty conversant in that kind of stuff, too, when I was in the military. But anyway, it's a distasteful move, but I'm like, it was a brilliant chess move. It just shocked your sensibilities. That's like if you got let's say you walking down an alley and it's nighttime and you pretty tough and you armed, but you look up and you see 3 big dudes looking at you. Their attention seems to follow you. Your movements over here, they move over there with you. You move over here, they mirror your movements. They seem spurred into action by your movement. Big old dudes, your size or bigger, and look tough. What would you do? You got to walk past them. Your car's over there. You got to get over there. When you walking down there, you can get down there and hope they friendly and hope they just waiting for you and looking at you like that because they wanted to meet you. They thought you was their cousin, which, come on. Or you could sit there and say, well, maybe they'll be nice when I come down there. But you looking at their facial expression and the way they dress and stuff, and you're like, they don't look nice. So what if you could do something that would neutralize all 3 of those people without even doing anything dangerous to them personally? Something that was a little eyebrow raising, but nonetheless knocked them off the board without even physically and intentionally or being antagonistic about it. It was just a good chess move where you just kind of scooted them over and they couldn't do nothing about it. See, that's what I'm seeing about it, because I don't like the way he did it, and I'm getting short patience and short fused with some of President Trump's style. I used to like it, but now that he's what he's doing is exercising leadership, and leadership is not a popularity contest, and it's not beating around the bushes. It's taking decisive action when there needs to be taken. And you compare and contrast that with President Biden's exit from Afghanistan. This was flawless, apparently. Went to a whole nother country and kidnapped a president, which some intel agencies had to set that up because there's no way you can just do that just on the ground. You got to have somebody telling you what the president is doing, or somebody that knows anyway. So anyway, I feel like that's kind of my thought on that. I guess Trump is, his moves are erratic and alarming, and I'm not on his bandwagon. But I've seen him do these patterns and do some pretty interesting things that turned out to be pretty smart moves. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm gonna wait and see what happens. But y'all remember, I ain't a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm a libertarian who wishes to be left the heck alone. And as you can see with this, all this Somalia fraud and all this, not Somalia, the Somalians in Minnesota and the folks out in California, you can see all that stuff, all the fraud that was going on. That's why he shut down all those funding mechanisms, Act Blue and what was those y'all know what I'm talking about, USAID. That was a Intel front, by the way. I don't know that from being in Intel. I know that because everybody that knows about it in open source material writes about it. It's a well-known front, and those kind of companies are well-known fronts for intelligence agencies. But anyway, I don't know. I hope you know what he's doing is what I'm gonna say, because I don't want to go to no war. War is the ultimate flex of the state over its citizens. The state just teabagging you. You know what I'm saying? Starting a fight with somebody you don't even know for reasons they won't even tell you, but expect you to go fight. Come on now. No, not I. Just a few thoughts, man. We changing it up, and see, being the first show like this one, I feel like I was a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. I had a little road map here, but I guess I didn't. I'm not sure if I stuck to it or not. We'll see in the edit, huh? Anyway, LBK, thank y'all for tuning in. to the very first show of the Focus LBK show, the very first iteration in 2026. It's the new style. And yeah, since I just got all the messages from God, and I feel like he gave me the, you know how God talk to you and do things with you. I feel like that's what happened with this format. It just came together about a couple hours ago in my mind. So I had to adapt on the fly. But I think we did okay. I had to set up the camera and the lighting and all that stuff. Anyway, point is, it is the new style, folks. Let me know down in the comments or email, or y'all got my number and all that stuff. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. I think it was okay. Let me know what you think. All right. All right. Y'all have a good week. Second week of, I guess the second week of 2026, third week. Oh, well, don't get me to start talking about dates and calendars. I ain't the one for that. My wife is. Anyway, y'all have a good 2026. This 1st January. We'll see y'all out in the community. We're going to keep on doing stories and pictures and stuff out in the community. So it's a couple of MLK things going on. We'll see you at those. And we got some pretty big stuff planned down. You ought to come down to Citizens Tower and Black History Month, sometime during Black History Month, and see the new, we got a little exhibit we're going to put up. I think it's going to be dope. So y'all come check it out. All right? All right, then. Y'all take care, LBK. Peace.